Damn. Y'all feel that?
Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. A message to all you pseudo spitters. The sound is cool, but the trend I see is the truth is missing. I feel the flow is stupid. You claim that the music's different. I guess it's all opinion, depending on who was listening.
What's the word, y'all? It's KTR podcast, hashtag KTR. We are KTR. We are back in the building. Are we in the building? Is this thing even working?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, my microphone works. Okay, cool. We are finally back. Wow, I can't even believe it. It's been a 5-month hiatus, but Know the Ropes podcast is alive and well for those who may have been concerned. But you have been concerned. We are breathing, we are living, we thriving. Hope we're gonna say that. Yeah, God willing, like everything has been going great. But at the end of the day, we are finally back in the wrestling community. And we are here to deliver the content, the shows, and all of the information and news in the wrestling world that we can do. But before we dive into this episode, I have no idea what episode number this is because it's been a long, long time.
man.
I have to check in with my brother, and that is J-Bo himself. And J-Bo, how are you feeling today? How are you overall? It's been a minute since I've seen your face.
It's been a minute, but you already spoke on it earlier. You're live and well. I'm live and well. I'm back in this thing. We even though we haven't had an episode in a minute, we still been watching wrestling. A lot of wrestling content took place. So no, man, I'm good. I really can't complain.
That is good, and I'm glad to hear. And as y'all know, No Rules Podcast is usually a big three, and that biggest piece of that big three is not here, and that is Big Harv himself. But he's still alive and well. He's doing well. He's just busy. Schedule got hectic, and so everything got crazy with trying to get together. He told us to go ahead and do the show, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna still go ahead with the show. But before we dive into this episode, y'all need to do this one simple favor for me, and that is I know I'm about to butcher this real bad.
Are your best, big dog.
Oh my god. Follow us on all social media platforms, KTR_podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, No Rules Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, No Rules Podcast on all podcast platforms. Got Google Podcasts, got Spotify, got Anchor, got Apple Podcasts, got Podbean, where everything. And don't forget to get that merch at ProWrestlingTees.com/KTR Podcast.
That's right, you got it.
Okay, cool. I got it. They ain't left. That's like water. That's breathing. It's like you ride by, you can't forget about it, but everything else is just left out of my mind.
Yeah, man, you still got it. I'll give you props.
I hate looking myself on the screen because somebody tagged me and said I look like somebody off social media and I have a certain podcast fit and it looks just like the podcast fit right now. I will circle back to that later and work on that. But anyway, we are here on whatever number of episode this is, and so we're gonna start. We're just gonna get into it. Like, I don't know where to start. So much stuff that we missed, so many things we could have talked about, so much stuff we can inform about. But let's talk about what's about to come up, and that is one of the biggest wrestling shows in the Big Four of pay-per-view. Well, I'm sorry, premium live event WWE shows, and that is the Royal Rumble, which kicks off the road to WrestleMania, which is going to be in the best city in America at that. Las Vegas, Nevada. I cannot wait. Can you not? Are you even going to WrestleMania, J-Bo?
I should still be there with you if prices doesn't continue to soar, big dog. So
I don't know about that one, but Price is going to do something, but I will be there. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, we know you.
I say, all right, and I hope you do the same. But let's dive into Royal Rumble real quick. The Royal Rumble is coming up real soon, February 1st, to be exact, in Indianapolis, Indiana. With that, we got the men's Royal Rumble. We got the women's Royal Rumble. We have a tag team title match as well. And also we have a WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship match. They really need to drop the word undisputed off their title. Because I don't think it's the same thing anymore. But hey, that's neither here nor there. But we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So with that being said, J-Bo, let's just talk about the main matches that everybody cares for, the Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win the men's and the women's Royal Rumble? Or we just stick to just one of the genders first. Let's start with the women first. Who do you think is going to win the women's Royal Rumble?
The women's one is up in the air. It's not like last year where, anyone could win because there's really no direction, for the women's division specifically. But this year, it's it's kind of interesting because Rhea Ripley is literally on top of her game, and she's probably going to be the main one whoever wins the Women's Royal Rumble is going to target. Then you also got Tiffany Stratton, who recently won the women's title. Congrats to her for winning the belt. But I don't see them taking the time out the Royal Rumble and putting the focus on her. So I think that the focus of whoever wins the Royal Rumble will be on Rhea Ripley because that's going to be honestly the biggest women's match they're going to look forward to. And I honestly, I don't want to say I hate to say it, but the only one that stands out right now, as of right now, Charlotte.
Yes,
I know.
I knew it.
I don't necessarily prefer Charlotte, but we're talking about WrestleMania. We're talking about at Vegas. We're talking about, the biggest show of the year. So you're going to need a high profile match. As of right now, no one else has the caliber to meet Rhea Ripley on that level other than Charlotte. We could also see Becky as well, but me personally, I don't really think they'll go in that direction with Becky, especially since last year, that was not the case. So Charlotte's the one who I think is going to win the women's and go for Rhea. What about you?
I mean, you already know what my heart was going to with Charlotte Flair, so I feel like that's just a non-negotiable right there for me. But with that, I feel like she would more. I feel like this is going to stay on the SmackDown side. She's going to challenge Tiffany Stratton.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because with this, they're like, no, Tiffany Stratton, like, congrats to her. I did say that she was gonna cash in the money in the bank contract on Nia Jackson, win that, and now Nia Jack's been flip flopping back from Raw to SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw. I know she's gonna have a few with Rhea Ripley too as well. So I feel like Rhea's gonna be occupied for a while until it gets to that point, and it's gonna be like a last minute feud. So it's gonna be like whoever wins like the Elimination Chamber match is gonna face Rhea Ripley because you could just automatically just play somebody in that match where and it's gonna be a big name match because of Rhea Ripley's name. And I feel like they can just work off of like somebody that doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble. Well, I mean, Charlotte doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble. It's gonna offer obviously a big pop and build that WrestleMania moment for her. But with that, I just feel like it's gonna go in a whole different direction. And I feel like with Charlotte Flair fighting Tiffany Stratton at the Royal Rumble. I feel like they're going to deliver a good match. Charlotte's obviously going to win because going to the new season, which when WrestleMania is over, Charlotte can go in and be the champion and be the face of SmackDown, the women's division. So I feel like that'd be the correct direction to go. Give Tiffany Stratton her 3-month run, 3 or 4 month run with the women's title, and just go about that way.
Yeah, I can see that. And actually, you brought up a good point with at least Charlotte winning. Charlotte, of course, obviously does not need to win the Rumble. She doesn't. In fact, in my opinion, I think it'll make better sense for Charlotte to win the Elimination Chamber, so that way we can give that spotlight to somebody else at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, it's like, well, who could it be? Because with Tiffany, no offense to Tiffany, again, I'm happy that she's a champion. I don't see her having that big of a high caliber match on her own. So yeah, that's why Charlotte would obviously help if that's the direction she goes. But I do feel that whoever wins the Rumble, it has to go against Rhea. But I don't see anybody else high caliber. And yeah, Rhea, she could elevate the match, but no, we've already seen what was it, Rhea and Charlotte at WrestleMania a couple years ago, and I think that was the match of the night.
Yeah.
Because they tore the house down. So it's very challenging. I personally don't want to see Becky to come back, but again, I see that. Yeah, then we also got, the Biancas and the Jade Cargills, whatever, but they got their own story going on, so I don't see them coming into the fray. Just one person I really hope they don't pick in this case is Lyra Valkyrie. I have not been a big fan of Lyra at all. And
she getting that one tournament for the...
She already won.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they can drop the belt anytime soon because apparently they huge favors of her in NXT. They got huge favors of her on Monday Night Raw. So she's the one person I really do not want to win. Anyone else is a toss up, but
why her out of everybody? Like just named her randomly.
I don't mean to name randomly, but I'm just trying to think of other women in the Rumble, and anyone else I guess overall will be fine. It's just. I'm still shooting for Charlotte at the end of the day.
Well, let's look at this because I'm looking at this list of the 7 women Royal Rumble winners,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to think who on the roster right now has not won the Rumble that can get that spotlight. So we have Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca, Ronda Rousey, Rhea, and Bayley.
Yeah, those are all major
Yeah,
names.
all the major names. So I'm thinking in my head, so who isn't a major name?
Liv Morgan, she has put herself
Hmm.
in. I could see her weaseling her way out. But then I don't want her against Rhea at that point. And then
Yeah,
plus,
that's what I'm saying. Did you go back to that feud all over again?
yeah, I wouldn't do that. And isn't Tiffany portraying a heel right now?
Well, people love her though, so it's like
Uh,
it's a tweener for some odd reason.
I'm so as of right now, Tiffany and Liv would not make sense organically. Because they're somewhat of the same mold with each other. Just one of them is more bougie than the other.
Right.
Just I wouldn't like that one.
Yeah. So this is a toss up, honestly, but I'm gonna go with Charlotte, but I feel like she's gonna challenge Tiffany.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. So for the men's Royal Rumble, we have a lot of big name heavy hitters that have declared for this Royal Rumble. We
Yeah.
got CM Punk,
Yep.
Drew McIntyre,
Mm-hmm.
John Cena,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Uso.
Yeah.
It's like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of popular names, big names that have declared for the Royal Rumble. And we always have the thought process, will WWE go with a main name that's already won? Or will they go with a surprise entrant, underdog thing, and have them win the Rumble? Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble, and why is it John Cena?
Shut up, dude. Yeah. Before I comment on that, no, I'll comment on it. Yes, I do think it's actually going to be John Cena. But
I'm 2 for 2 today. Let's go.
the only reason why I think it's John Cena is because, well, obviously he got the story going on, but you have to look at the other wrestlers involved. Another candidate would be CM Punk, but CM Punk has to be done with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, and I don't think he'll be done by the time the Rumble comes. So I don't think he'll be him. Drew McIntyre would not make sense. He already won the Rumble. He already had his WrestleMania moment. I don't see that happening. Jey Uso, I love what Jey Uso has been doing on television, but he's already had so many title matches and lost. It just doesn't make sense. And then Roman is like the safest bet, but in reality, who wants Roman Cody 3? Yeah.
I do not need a trilogy, please.
So John Cena, with him being back on tour and everyone keep talking about him finally winning his 17th world title, then I can see that. And then plus, that's like a big match I can't see for WrestleMania. Cody and Cena. I don't see Cena beating Cody personally. I see Cena beating Gunther before I see him beating Cody. But yeah, I do see Cena winning, to answer your question.
Thank you, because I see the same thing that everybody else is in denial about. Because why wouldn't John Cena not win a Royal Rumble in his final year of wrestling and become the 17-time champion, beating Ric Flair's record?
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect place to win it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We almost saw it happen at the Royal not the SummerSlam back in 2021.
Yeah.
It almost happened when he faced Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns was walking them out though. I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah, you're right, but still, it almost happened. That's all that matters. But with that, John, it should go to him. I would hope it goes to him. I don't want to see CM Punk. I'm sorry. I'm probably like the only person that's just not on the CM Punk fan train for some odd reason, because I'm just like not a believer in everything that he's been doing so far. Granted, I'm glad he came back getting the pop that he deserves and is rewarded for, but I'm not convinced. I'm just not. I'm sorry. It's not moving me at all. And I don't want to see a main event match with CM Punk against whoever. It's in my mind, it's not gonna be realistic if he goes against Gunther and wins. Or no, Cody Rhodes, it'll make sense because that's just that. But no, this is not going to work out. I'm sorry. And I feel like with John Cena versus Gunther, it will help elevate, both parties because it will give something to look forward to. Because Gunther has been a great world heavyweight champion. Don't get me wrong, and everything's done, but just for the marketing and promo aspect of everything, with just building it up for a revenue standpoint to making a marquee matchup, and John Cena will just make that even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel you on CM Punk because Harv, he's one of CM Punk's biggest fans.
Yes.
And we stated numerous times on the show that CM Punk obviously is known for his amazing mic work over the years. And of course, CM Punk is honestly famous because of his name. People love CM Punk just because he's CM Punk. But, in the ring, we probably got like one really good match out of him, which was the Hell in a Cell match he had with Drew. And I'm pretty sure he can put on another good match. But yeah, to your point, it's not in the long run. I mean, you only have his name to work off of. But again, that'll work off with merchandising as well. Again, I do see CM Punk, and Cody, that's the thing. But because he's not done with Seth Rollins, I don't think he's going to be done with him anytime soon.
Right.
No, that's why I don't think CM Punk is going to win.
Seth Rollins definitely going to call CM Punk that match. I definitely see that.
Absolutely.
If he gets eliminated first, he's going to come back in that ring and eliminate him just for the hell of it. Just to ruin that opportunity, since he ruined Seth Rollins' opportunity back then.
Yeah. No, I don't see this. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I see Cena though.
Yeah, I hope so. Because if he's at the at WrestleMania, I'm going. Whatever night it is, I'm gonna be there. He get that. I'm gonna cry.
Big dog, it's all right. All right.
I'm gonna be ready. So it's all good. But until then, we're about to sign off. Thank y'all for listening, whatever number this episode is. But before y'all sign off, y'all gotta do this one simple favor for us, and that is to follow us on all social media platforms. KTR_. I forgot it.
It's there. It's there.
It's there. It's lit my mind. It's been 5 months. That's gonna be the name of the That's funny saying it's been 5 months. Yep, that's gonna be the name of this show. But until then, one simple favor, that is follow us on all social media platforms on dang it, what is it? Follow us on all social media platforms dang it, I forgot how it goes.
Well, if they've been watching this all along and they can hear the beginning of the episode, they know all the streaming platforms.
I am so sorry, y'all. I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. But with that being said, this is No Rules Podcast, #KTR, and we are out.
What should they do? Cinco.
We ain't forgot about your big heart. We're gonna pump them numbers, baby.
That don't compute in my mind, I must be out of mind. Black fist high, rally up before we out of time.